Well, good. Good morning, all. Good morning, and welcome to the world-famous Capitol Theater here in Portchester. It's really a delight to be here. I'm New York State Senator Shelley Mayer. I'm joined by a number of my colleagues in government and in community, and I'm thrilled to be here at this really just remarkable venue with the owner, Peter Shapiro, General Manager Bruce Wheeler, their staff, which has been fantastic, my friends, County Legislator Nancy Barr, Westchester County Executive, and my predecessor in this seat, George Latimer, Lisa Urban representing my colleague representing Portchester, Assemblyman Steve Otis, the new Executive Director of the Portchester-Rye-Brook-Rye Town Chamber of Commerce, Sylvia Dutton. I know the Stuart Rabin, the Village Manager of the Village of Portchester, and I think there may be others. But it is really a pleasure to be here to honor this historic site with the New York State Historic Business Preservation Registry. And this is a new registry that was created by the legislature in 2020, and it really is intended to mark historic sites in the small business community that continue to be major contributors to our community. And there's sort of three qualities you must have. You have to have been in operation for, at least 50 years, contributed to the community's character and history, and acknowledged and dignified the historic physical facade that you have. And as someone who grew up in Westchester and knows this place like deep in my soul, it is really fitting that we are giving this our first, as far as the Senate is concerned, for me, the first decal, which will be, you will put where you wish, after I nominated you to the New York Historic Business Preservation Registry. It's a mouthful, but we know what it means. You'll take it. So I just want to say, as I mentioned previously, I've been here twice in recent times, once pre-COVID to see John Prine, and then in the midst of COVID to see Elvis Costello, with just the opportunity to be back in a live music venue that has preserved this extraordinary building, maintained its real commitment to this village in the tough times and now in the recovering times from COVID. It is truly my honor to present this decal and this certificate from the New York State Parks, Recreation, and Historic Preservation to the Capitol Theater, and that is for you. So before you speak, Peter, I do want to invite some of my colleagues, particularly County Executive George Latimer and Nancy, to say a few words.
Thank you, Shelley. Well said. Well, Peter, we don't lack any hardware. Nancy and I have a proclamation to present to you, but just to highlight, you know, I live about 2 miles from here, and Portchester is very much a part of my normal life, where I come and go and go to different businesses and so forth. And of course, this entertainment venue has become so well known that colleagues of mine, when I served in Albany, would say, "Do you represent Portchester?" I'm sure you get this, Steve gets this. And I go, "Yeah, well, how do I get to the Capitol Theater?" And they live in Guilderland or Bethlehem or some area in the suburb of Albany. But when the story is written about the renovation and the revitalization of Portchester, and it will be written. It may take a little while longer, but it's on the process of being written. When that renaissance is written, the Capitol Theater and this renovation and this reopening to the public is going to be a centerpiece of it. What Peter, you've done with the investors and the people who have dealt with this physical facility. I remember walking by it, I'm sure Nancy did too, in its pre-days before it was redeveloped, and the potential was there, but you saw the potential and realized it, and you got capital money to do it, and you did it with energy and drive and love. And Bruce and the rest of your team, we all owe you a great debt of gratitude for what you've accomplished. And Senator Shelley Mayer and Steve Otis, Assemblyman Steve Otis, being able to bring state resources to help make this happen through the registry and through other resources, the money that they made available through the state government that Nancy and I appreciate at the county level, what we can do to complement that is really all part of this renovation story, this Renaissance story. So I know Nancy's going to want to say a few words, and after she does, we'll present you this proclamation from both of us that respects this great accomplishment. Nancy?
So Portchester has a lot to be proud of. I represent Portchester, Rybrook, and Harrison. But Portchester really does have a lot of wonderful things historically. And one of the things it has is generations of people who have lived here, and they have memories from when they were children. And I think the Capitol Theater is one of those things that people remember, and for their children and their grandchildren to be able to come here and see concerts and experience it, and sometimes experience it together. Actually, I came here with my son, who's in his 20s, to see Rob Thomas a while ago. So, I mean, it's really, it's a wonderful thing to be able to do, and we really owe it to you for having the vision to bring this back, and we appreciate it so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And Stuart Rabin, who's been a fantastic partner on behalf of the village, working with the mayor and the Board of Trustees. You know, there's no secret that Portchester has been through a very, very tough time during COVID, perhaps the most difficult time of any community that I am honored to represent. And we have all fought together for the rebounding of this extraordinary community. And the Capitol Theater has been very much part of that. We were here with Senator Schumer about a year ago, as he was fighting for money for small entertainment venues. We are fighting to bring the restaurants back, and the Capitol Theater is very much part of the resurgence. So I want to ask my colleague and friend Stuart to say a few words on behalf of the village.
Thank you. Good morning. I would be remiss not to say how important it is for the village and also myself to be here this morning. As someone who may have worked in the entertainment industry before they got sucked into government, the Capitol Theater represents a venue that is not very common in the Northeast anymore. These are seriously important venues for either local musicians or national touring musicians, and the fact that it's here in Portchester is both gives us a sense of pride and also reinforces the importance of local business, helping the local economy, and for the local residents not only to be able to come and enjoy themselves, but also provide jobs and employment for the people who are here. Some of those acts I may have worked with may be on the wall to the side or on the marquee in the last week, but I'll never tell. But I know that working with several artists who would come here would absolutely love the opportunity every time it was presented to them to be here at the Capitol Theater. And the Village of Portchester is incredibly supportive of the Capitol Theater. And on behalf of the Mayor, Marino, and the Board of Trustees, we just want to say congratulations on this honor. Any recognition is worthy, and we appreciate you being here, and we hope we'll be neighbors for a very long time. So thank you and congratulations.
So last but not least, my colleague, Assemblyman Steve Otis, and he and I are truly partners in the fight at the state level on behalf of Portchester, is away. And in fact, he was very sad when I told him this morning because he also has his list of concerts. But Lisa Urban is here from his office, and let her say a few words.
Oops, sorry. Yes, Peter, I just wanted to congratulate you on this great honor. And again, I apologize, Assemblyman Steve Otis is not here today, but again, he and his wife Martha have gone to many venues here. And again, this is just such a jewel. Right before coming here, there was a former village trustee who came by my office and said, "Oh, you're going to the Capitol Theater." He said, "Well, when I was young, you know, we saw movie theaters here in the 50s, and then he went to see all the concerts in the 70s with Janis Joplin," and reminded me that MTV did a live performance here with the Rolling Stones in 1997. So, and on a personal level, I was just here 2 weeks ago to a tribute band for the Allman Brothers, it was packed in Garcia's. So again, thank you so much for bringing live music back here and smiles to so many faces during this challenging time during the pandemic. So thank you and congratulations again.
Thank you very much. I want to thank all the staff here, all the supporters of the Capitol Theater, certainly my fantastic staff for helping make sure that we nominated as our first nominee for this new award a place that was so deserving and so exceptional in the capital way, as well as being the Capitol Theater. I mean, as George said, the renovation, the preservation, and the commitment to the community, it's extraordinary. So here's the decal, which you can place wherever you wish. It's not as exciting as the other things. Hold it. And, okay, now come say a few words. Yes, please.
Thank you. Pretty invigorating to see the representation today. And when we went through the most challenging parts of COVID, it was also invigorating how much support we had, and just to see everyone come today. I wasn't expecting such representation from every part of government. Without the support of government, we probably would have been in big trouble during COVID. So I want to say thank you. But now we are through that, and now we're rocking a lot. And it's really powerful. I mean, just the shows that were mentioned of what people have seen here, John Prine, Rob Thomas, Elvis Costello, 3 very different kinds of shows. We're doing, we just did a few different runs of shows where an act would come for 3 nights. A band named Ween played for 3 nights. Tedeschi Trucks just played for 3 nights. And when we go back and look at the zip codes that the people who bought tickets in advance on their credit card, it's like 30 to 47 states. One of them, Ween, was 47 states people bought a ticket from their credit cards for 3 nights. They're coming from around the country. And part of that is this place, which we love. Part of it's Portchester, the community, and we need more hotels. So I know some of them. I don't know what's going on. We got to talk about that. Because people love to travel to see a show in their favorite venue. And this place is special. I'm so glad that we got to bring it back. There's a lot of people who helped make that possible. And we want to thank you guys. We're going to put this in a good spot. And we're going to put this up in a good spot. And we're going to keep going. We're going to do a lot more. We're heading on 10 years. This is our 10th year back. And we've done probably about 1,000 shows. 900. But no, we want to say thank you guys. Because Portchester's a big part and Westchester's a big part of what the Capitol Theater is. That's what makes it unique. This is the only Thomas Lamb Theater. He built 100 theaters in the 10s and 20s. The man who built this is the preeminent architect of theaters in American history, Thomas Lamb. The original Ziegfeld, the Boston Opera House, I could go on. They're all in downtown cities. Every one of the other Lamb theaters, I don't know if you, except for this one. This is a unique place, and I also want to say that the track record of bands that have been here, Stones, Bowie, Pink Floyd, Janis Joplin, Grateful Dead, Derek and the Dominos, we could go on and on, Dylan, Chicago. Well, I'm talking about the past. I hope you'll be there. No other standing venue in America. This is true, and anyone can look it up and find me later if they disagree. No other standing venue in America has a pedigree or a histories at that level of having talent. No other. They're all gone. They're knocked down. This is the only one. Portchester, New York.
Thank you.
No, they're all gone.
And you have ticket buyers right here, so we're all set to go. And well, I actually have some off-color stories about people calling me thinking Portchester was the coolest place because they heard about the Capitol Theater, like cool beyond what the village board wanted to do cool. So I had to explain that there's this wonderful confluence of the coolest place in town and this very, wonderful, diverse, burgeoning new community that is really in the midst of change. It's a pretty exciting time, and thank you, Capitol, for being here all this time. Thank you.